Boy, oh boy. Episode 7 of Gleipnir. Let's get into it.
Just take it, don't wait for someone to break it. Take control, then don't just take it. Hey, you can make it happen, you just gotta take some action. Take the ship and be the captain.
Man, oh man, this episode was legit. And I didn't even do, like my intro, I didn't even say like discussion/review because I didn't even care. I just wanted to talk about it and mention everything that went down because this episode was absolutely fantastic. Oh my gosh, best episode thus far. Granted, I'm pretty sure more greater things are to come, but hands down, best episode thus far. So wonderful. The animation quality was on point. So much greatness. So much greatness. Okay, a little bit of my predictions from last episode and just the other video was a little true. What's her name? Ochio Yama. Anyway, the redhead girl did die. Shuichi died too. Oh, but before I get into that, let's talk about some of the other stuff because, oh boy. Okay, so the chick that leads up this little renegade band, she does know Elena. She knows Elena because they went to school after she was transferred from her other school to Elena's school. They became friends, and we all learned that she knows she wants to get a little more intimate with Elena, but that's not here or there. But she knows her because they had like a mini relationship type thing, like friends. They were friends. Because Elena approached her first. And we see a flashback of her Elena approaching her and them having a conversation and them smiling and everything. And we see a nice Elena. And then the chick mentions that, well, Elena couldn't have killed your parents or killed any of these other people that you're talking about because she's such a nice person. So I don't know what you're talking about. This can't be her. Then we go into the episode and we see that they've came back downstairs and Claire wants to know where Shuichi is. And the dude with the telescope head or whatever, he can take pictures and record and everything. And he shows Claire that the redhead girl got inside Shuichi and they went off on a journey and he stopped recording. And so now they're worried because they've been gone for over an hour and they could have bumped into some enemies. Then we see that Claire's little band of renegades, Elena's band of renegades, they're steady hiking up the mountain, and the little blonde-haired dude, which is Subaru, pitches a fit and was like, you know what, I'm going home. I don't want to stay here anymore. So then they had like a mini falling out, not to break up or anything, but like, to show that, hey, I'm strong too now. You don't want to fight me. So they kind of got into an argument, and the dude decided to go home anyway. And at that moment, we jump back to Claire and her new renegade group, and they're discussing about could we possibly find them because by now they have to be in trouble or something. So the leader decides to send the dude in the suit that's good looking with Claire to find Shuichi and the other girl. Now at that moment, I was thinking that like Claire was thinking that he took the little drink and that transformed him to a beautiful guy, but he was already a beautiful person, and so we haven't seen his transformation yet. That's his natural face, and he's confident about walking around with his natural face because he doesn't have any family or friends to care about, and he's the fighter of the group. Then we get this whole little journey with him and Claire traveling up the mountain, and he keeps hitting on Claire, and Claire was like, fuck off. So like we see them going back and forth, her calling him a creep and everything. Then we see Shuichi and the redhead girl come in contact with Subaru, and Shuichi thinks he's a kid, and that just sends him off to a whole dark, twisted world. And this dude immediately releases his powers and attacks Shuichi and the redhead girl. And he twisted him up and killed them. We saw her just getting twisted and crushed inside of Shuichi. Now, this is where I want to talk about everything that went down that was absolutely fantastic. We're there. I can finally get there and admit that we're there now. So, we see that there's more to Shuichi. Claire mentioned that from the jump, that since people can get inside of him, there's more to it than what normally happens than just getting inside the costume. Him and old girl were killed, and they were just so messed up, man. But they were killed, but a metamorphosis took place, and they both transformed into this super cool being that was black with red glowing lines in her body, old girl's pink hair, some ears. And it was very reminiscent of Shuichi and of the girl's powers, and because they had like two tails. So they were combined. And like they're both of their powers were present in that form. And she had two guns. She had two guns ready. It was so good. It was so good. And then they were putting in work. So, dude, and Subaru mentioned something that we haven't pretty much really heard of yet, is that you're a rare. And then he mentioned that, you know, I'm much more rare. And but what's funny is because I'm pretty sure that he kind of had the upper hand, but I feel like Shuichi and old girl, like they were on the verge of taking over because of the rage. Now, I'm assuming the rage of being killed and everything allowed the metamorphosis to take place, and they were putting hands on dude. Dude was mollywopping them too, sending them flying into the woods in the forest, but they were putting hands on dude. They were like going at it, and it was legit. Like the fighting style, the animation, everything was legit. I really loved it. Hands down, best episode thus far. But like right when it was coming to a conclusion in the climax, Elaine pulled up. Elaine or Elena, however you want to say it. She pulled up and stopped both of them. And that just speaks bounds to her powers as well. We knew she was legit, but for her to come up there and stop both of these people, which were, you know, like strong in their own right, and she came up there and stopped both of them. Then we kind of get a flashback of Elaine, and now I know that she is the one that, because we see her like this whole little thing along with her and the alien, and we see that she's the one that talked to the alien. Her and Shuichi had kind of like a relationship or something. So along with giving the Shuichi the drink, because we see clearly in this flashback that she gave Shuichi one of the little black canisters. But along with that, did she take away his memories? Because it seems like they were in a relationship and something happened. I don't know, but this anime is legit. I don't care what anybody... Yeah, from episode 1, I was hooked. But some other people may not really have been hooked since episode 1. But if you're not watching this show, I guarantee you should. And by episode... I was hooked from episode 1, but I guarantee you episode 7 will definitely hook you. And you will be like, okay, you know what? I'm definitely with this anime for the long haul for now. But it was so good. But we see that I'm assuming that she had to like use the alien to wipe his memory or something, because then we see her telling him that I want to be with him, but after what happened, I can't. I don't know. I'm speculating at this point because we see. I was so afraid that I'm assuming the flashbacks kind of got meshed up together a little bit, because I was so thinking that the chick with the glasses is the one that gave Shuichi the potion and transformed him, but it was actually Elaine. And I'm assuming she erased his memories, because we also see her giving him the black canister, and that they were probably in some type of relationship at some point. But my man Shuichi is pulling sisters. You know how hard it is to pull sisters in a relationship? Come on, man. Let's give Shuichi his props. But, so then we see that Elaine stopping the fight, and then we have her and Subaru going their own direction, and Shuichi and old girl, they're passed out. And then while they're leaving, we see Subaru threaten to kill Elaine, and she was like, even if you tried, I wouldn't die. What? So Elaine is like head and bounds above everybody else. So I can't wait to see her actually full powered and doing some damage. And then we see Claire and the dude arrive just in time to see that there has been a huge fight going on, and that Shuichi and old girl are unconscious and his back's open with her. And I was so happy that they both survived, because I'm really liking this redhead girl, man. And that's everything for this episode. This is your boy, Dick Incredible. Don't forget to smash that like button till you can't smash it anymore. Comment down below and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them, and subscribe. But only if you really want to, man. Remember that anime matters, anime is greatness, and anime is life, man. Peace out.
Are we gonna play now? Ready for the show? I'm about to take down, you already know. Get the fuck out of my face now, yeah, you got it.